Hey guys, how's it going? Michael Troy here, and today we're going to be looking at what is essentially Fantastic Four number 245 by John Byrne. Okay, so Marvel is doing these like dollar reprints, and of course you have to pick up the John Byrne ones because, especially as I discovered, they're on better paper, so that is like worth the price of admission alone. No, I mean the John Byrne is worth the price of admission alone, but you know what I'm saying. So I'm guessing this is like to tout like whatever stories they have going on now. I like to joke and say it's to remind people of what how they used to make good comics, but oh, that's a terrible thing to say. I'm sure they still make good comics. It's just I find most of them unreadable. Anyway, so this is like one of my favorite issues of Fantastic Four. I love the Invisible Woman. She's pretty blonde. She reminds me of my mom when my mom was younger, and especially with Franklin. It's like I like their mother-son relationship. So this is Sue going on a talk show. This is very like sign of the times, like Phil Donahue or Barbara Walters, and she's like talking to her, and I think Barbara's trying to like give her, well, it's not really Barbara Walters, but she's trying to get her like a gotcha moment and stuff, and she holds her own against her and then lifts her up in the air to demonstrate her powers, catching her off her toes, which I thought was funny. I think that during John Byrne's run on Fantastic Four, one of his goals, it seems, was to, you know, make the Invisible Woman a strong character. And I mean, that says it right there in the fact that he upgraded her from the Invisible Girl to the Invisible Woman. And, you know, he always thought of new and interesting ways for her to utilize her powers. And that's such a pretty, like, classic John Byrne face right there. That is, like, what we all love right there. That's it, guys. Those eyes, those lips. I just love it. Byrne is inking himself here. I am a fan of Byrne when he inks himself. I love it. I love his scratchy little noodlings that he puts in. You know, this is such a great issue because this is basically spoilers. Mrs. Fantastic. Isn't that terrible? Mrs. Richards, Mr. Fantastic's wife, against her own son, Franklin Richards, who's already defeated. Look, I mean, there's the Thing in a lump. There's Mr. Fantastic all stretched out. It's so funny. It's like, so does his power, like, is he constantly like having to hold himself in shape, and he just like blurts out like a big wet noodle or whatever if he's not concentrating? I guess that wouldn't make sense because then every morning he'd wake up as a big puddle of like flesh or something. But anyway, there's Jesus. I mean, there's Franklin Richards holding Uncle Johnny, and like so much. I love Byrne's art so much. He puts so much, like, he can really turn up the emotion if you want. I don't know. There's something emotional about this page with the look in Franklin's eyes, and he's sort of confused, and like it's a really good story. Childhood's End. It's even got a nice dramatic name. And so she's running from Franklin, and he's sort of like is unstoppable. You know, the walls can't separate him. She tries to, you know, confuse him with her trench coat, but he just turns it into a Jesus robe, and then she puts up a force field and he like touches it, and like it kills her mind. It's like such a great story, and it's just like this chase between them, and it's like kind of dramatic and like keeps you on the edge of your seat. And she's finding like the evidence of the fight that went before. I don't know. It's just such a great issue. And then kablam! I have to point out, I love the Baxter Building so much. I always used to try to draw it when I was younger. If I was drawing a city, I'd always try to work it into the background or something. So there's just so many great like examples of Sue's power in this, and I love that she just catches herself. And I wonder what the invisible force field feels like. It's probably, good question, right? Like, is it like solid jello, or Byrne eyes, classic Byrne eyes right there. So much good Byrne goodness, like the hatching throughout, like I guess there. But I guess this was when the thing was a little lumpy. He went lumpy for a while. Byrne always liked to do that, do callbacks to, you know, things that had happened. Oh yeah, this is the issue where he goes from lumpy to rocky because Franklin sees in his mind that he sort of likes being the thing, but he just makes it so it's possible that he might not be forever in that body. And I have to say, I'm guessing this all is because of the whole Franklin Richards is not a mutant, and I'm not a writer. Dan Slott did that to him, so that's all I'm going to say about that. But anyway, so this is Fantastic Four 245, like a facsimile edition or whatever, and great classic Byrne story, one of my absolute favorite stories from cover to finish. There's like just so much good about this. If you haven't read it in a while, I recommend pulling it out and reading it because it's such a great story. It stands by itself, and you won't regret it. Anyway, please subscribe to my channel and hit like and all that good stuff, and I will talk to you guys soon. All right, thanks, guys.